boom. We're going to see a movie. I didn't tell him what it is.
I don't know, guys. I'm really worried because he's dropped all these weird hints on me.
I was maniacally laughing about it.
Yeah, it's scary.
So the movie's called In the Lost Lands. Are you familiar with Paul Anderson?
I think so.
He's the director who does all those shitty Resident Evil movies.
Perfect. So
and he's married to Mila Jovovich.
Okay.
And he puts her in all his movies.
That makes sense.
And she's in this movie.
Oh.
So it's basically going to be the equivalent of one of those really shitty Resident Evil movies.
What's it called? In
the Lost Lands. The weird part is it has a big name actor, Dave Bautista.
So you didn't tell me until just now.
Yeah. We've seen the trailer for this once.
Oh, okay.
So, and it looks like it has some of the worst CG.
It's been a while ago because I'm like not seeing
ever.
Visuals.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this should be a shit fest then. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Maybe
it's an hour and 40 minutes, which is good because I don't want to deal with that for too long. Shitty, excuse me.
Shitty.
Yeah, shitty burpy movies.
Burpy movies, yeah.
But yeah, I was, I don't know, we booked tickets.
Did you?
I have zero. I'm thinking 3-4. That's what I think it's going to be. Have you ever watched those Resident Evil movies?
I'm trying to think.
There's like 7 of them.
There is.
I think there might be 5 or 6 actually, but whatever.
What's the one where she like suddenly can ignite things on fire and weird shit? Like one of them. I think it's part 2 or something.
No, it's probably like part 4.
I don't know. Just they get out of hand. I don't know.
I
only watched like 1 or 2 of them partially. I didn't even.
I saw the first one in fucking theaters.
Okay.
Like Resident Evil 1 in like 2002 or somewhere in there.
Yeah, I'm thinking of like many years later, probably 2011 or something or 12. Or
yeah, this
one of those later.
They just kept fucking making them.
They kept making money, probably.
My problem with the director is he does a lot of like quick edits, and it just looks like
snap.
Yeah, and he used to use that shitty grainy slow mo. Oh, I hate that. I know. This one looks like it's so CG heavy that it's going to be just obnoxious.
Unless they get a good team, which never seems to happen.
Not him. He's just a shitty director.
Shitty director. Well, let's find out how shitty it is.
We will find out.
All right, guys.
See ya. Bleep. It's going.
Oh, yeah.
That movie was as not good as I thought it would be. Man, it has a redeeming story.
Yeah, it does.
But like one word to describe the whole movie is like suckfest. It's like really, really shitty.
Okay, so for the positive things, I'm gonna go like this. I'm gonna go the story and then the visuals and like the world building and like the way everything looked. There was this crazy filter on the movie the whole time. So it was like 300 times like 2 or 3, like, and you had like the what do you call it with the lights where they get all, you know.
Oh, yeah, lens flare.
Yeah, lens flare. It was just out of control in this. Any reflection, it was just like, oh god,
he did a lot of cool shots. But
yeah, it was good. But
the biggest fucking problem with this movie is the dialogue in the script is so fucking suckfest. The worst. The worst dialogue, the worst delivery of lines I've seen in fucking ages. Oh my god, she is terrible.
He's terrible.
He's just as bad.
He's terrible. They gave these people such chintzy lines that were.
It was horrible.
They were like written by a 4-year-old. I swear to God, it was so
I wish I could remember any of them. They're all forgettable.
No. But they would say the same thing to each other too. Mm-hmm. He would say something, and then she'd say, "Yeah," and it's like, why are you wasting screen time on dialogue?
There's a lot of wasted time. Oh God, that could have been an hour 20. There's like a lot of lingering talks where he's like talking about
the best time frame for that would be 0. Not making this movie in the first place.
I don't know what that. I think it has a cool story. It actually does.
Yeah, it's alright. I like her characters
for mythology,
the concept.
Or whatever.
I don't understand.
Ugh.
This world has mind control, and it has weird demon creatures and shapeshifters and all these things. But like
AK-47s.
Well, no, that's fine. Like.
That's what's weird about it. It's like a fantasy world where everyone has guns.
Well, I'm just wondering where all this power in these places and for the lighting and shit is going. Like, what's happening here?
They visit a fucking. They go on this big long journey to in the Lost Lands, right?
Oh, which is said. Like
they say in the Lost Lands, like
it's like they gotta remind you what movie you're in.
I bet you at least 20 times,
probably
15 or 20 times they say the Lost Lands. I gotta go to the Lost Lands.
Blah 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 blah.
Yeah. It's a big journey to do this mission for the Queen, and they visit this place. I don't even want to talk about it.
I'm done. I'm done. Like the review's over.
It's terrible.
So if I had to rate this,
I was gonna give it a 2.
I think it's a 3 for me.
I think I will give it a 3 also.
Yeah.
Because
there's a lot of
once we get into spoilers,
there's cool shit that happens, and most of the movie actually looks good. I actually liked the aesthetic they were going for. The filter worked for me.
It didn't for me.
It made it so fucking dreary and bleak, and I like that. It really kind of kept me reminded that it's a post-apocalyptic horrorful.
I wonder what the budget is on this fucking thing.
Well,
I'll put it here.
I guarantee
it's all CGI.
It's all all of it.
The whole fucking movie's
like
blue screen.
95% for sure.
The whole movie's blue screen, except for a couple indoor parts you could tell.
Oh god.
Man. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna give it a 3. So you said 3?
3. It's not the worst movie, but holy fuck, it is maybe the worst dialogue I've seen in
it's like
6 months.
Teeth grinding.
Yeah.
Like I was just like, jeez.
Well, let's see. My hat came off.
Yeah.
And then my glasses came off. I was like, oh, do I grab the hood? No.
Yeah, you should have.
I didn't though.
There was one other guy. I wish that, because this is the type of movie I would have paced for. I would have paced for most of it.
Oh yeah, there was one
other guy in the
way
theater.
In the back corner. He was all
weirdest position to ever pick a seat for.
Yeah.
Just one lonely guy in the far back corner.
I don't know.
It was weird. I think.
Spoilers.
I would say don't ever watch this movie because it's really terrible, but
yeah, you might like it.
If you watch it on streaming, you might have fun.
You might, yeah.
There's so much stupid shit.
That's the problem with it. The concept of the story is good, but all of the scenes themselves, besides the background, are fucking horrible.
It felt so long too. I was like, oh, end, motherfucker, end! Come on! When are you gonna end? You gotta end soon.
You gotta end.
And then they pull this shit at the end where they're like, oh, in case you didn't put this fucking pretty simple tale together, let's show you a bunch of black and white scenes of the past and stitch it together with
that whole scene was for like the moron scene. It's like stick around.
It would have
right
been
at the end
to have it.
It's so obvious what the fucking
instead of an
plot
hour
was.
and 40 minutes. It could have been an hour and 37 if you would have shaved that off.
Or, hear me out. Maybe we just take that one moron scene and that's the whole movie. Because it's like, that's what happened.
It like basically says exactly what you watched.
So
anyway,
dumb.
Spoilers. So, yeah, it sucked. It really sucked. Like, it was one of those ones where you're just like, ugh.
Yeah,
God,
I kept...
I had my legs up, my legs down, my shoes off, my shoes on, my fucking... You know, like
shoes off, hats on, glasses on.
Looking at the fucking phone.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It, like, really, do we even? What is there to say about it?
I was so bored.
I'll say this: there's a fight on a bus hanging over.
Oh my god, that was the dumbest shit. There is this fucking character. So here's what it is: it's like there's a witch, and it's this highly religious movie.
It is.
Everything
so
about this
the
movie,
aftermath of mankind, or at least in that city, they're
like
very religious,
hardcore Christianity thing, right?
Kind of.
And the whole thing, everything's crosses. All their soldiers have crosses.
Yeah, they look
on
like
their faces,
like crusaders.
Yes, and then weirdly enough, there's all these horrible demonic-looking skulls built into all the architecture.
It's
like,
weird.
What the fuck are you
somebody took the time. Like, is that your culture now? Is like it's all just death culture, but like, but it's Templars and Crusaders.
So it's all about Mia Jovovich
is a witch.
She's a genie too.
Yes,
she grants wishes.
wishes.
So she grants wishes, and then, what's their line? I cannot refuse, or I will not refuse.
I
will not.
cannot refuse.
No, she says she says, I think it's cannot.
She can.
She says it a bunch of times. So anytime someone offers her money for a wish, she cannot refuse. So even if they fucking conflict.
Yeah.
This dude's like,
which is hilarious.
This queen's like, I need you to go kill a shapeshifter so I can have its power.
Yep.
Because she's in love with a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
And he's like, I can only love someone like myself.
Yeah.
Then her best loyal guard is like,
I love her too much.
I love her too much. I don't want her to become a shapeshifter.
Yeah, it'll destroy her.
My wish is that you fail in getting that shapeshifter skin.
And then, and so that's...
And it completely conflicts.
But both wishes are sort of granted.
In a weird way at the end, but anyway, so the whole thing is to go all across the fucking Lost Lands to get to the shapeshifter.
So she can kill it and take its power. And she hires a hunter, Dave Bautista. And spoilers,
he's the shapeshifter.
And which was cool.
That's what I liked about it.
It was neat. She knew it the whole time though, and they don't let on that she knows it.
Yeah.
So that was also a nice twist.
That's the only point.
I mean, that's the
only
fucking point.
Anyway, they got this fucking death train. It's trying to be like Mad Max.
So the main high priest has like his like right hand man or woman or whatever, and
looks kind of like man.
Well, she's right.
Anyway,
horrible character. I hated that character.
Sucked
for personal reasons.
Yeah, same
but
here.
Also, but
it
also
reminded me of somebody.
Shitty character.
Just awful. And she tracks them down because it's a witch.
Whole force, and they're trying to hunt her down because if they kill her, then
her confession will...
The fact that she's working with the witch. The queen is working with the witch is blasphemy.
If the witch confesses that, then they can like overthrow the whole fucking monarchy.
Yep, and then he'll be the priest.
So it's like actually a cool tale with twists.
There's like power plays going on.
But what happens is she knows that it's Dave Bautista, and the queen's in love with Dave Bautista and knocked her ass up, right?
Yeah.
So he knocked her up, so she's got like a werewolf baby in her.
Yep.
Right? And then she's like, I want to be a shapeshifter. So then the queen, kills the fucking existing king, smothers him with a pillow because he's all weak and old.
He shits the bed all the time.
Yeah, and then so that happens, and then so it's like she just wants to be with Dave Bautista, but little did she know, she sent this witch to go kill Dave Bautista.
She didn't even know it.
She didn't know it. So then
she didn't even know.
She goes and fucking kills. Well, she doesn't kill him.
No, she does this trickaroo.
Yeah, a bunch of trickaroos happen.
It's weird.
And she fucking skins him alive.
While he's a werewolf, so she's riding around with a fucking wolf pelt that's nice and clean and everything.
After she
just
all
rolled up, and so she flayed him alive
while he's alive.
Fucking bitch.
And he lives through it.
She's like, it's gonna hurt, buddy. Sorry.
And then she's like, ugh, it's such a convoluted plot at the end. When the guy's like, oh, but I love you, like blah blah blah. Her right hand man, the queen.
Yeah,
and like without Dave, and she's it's my father of my son, and she's crying.
Yeah.
And he's like, I would do anything for you. And then she pulls out a knife, stabs him in the neck.
Yeah,
then die for me. I was like, where'd that come from?
Yeah,
he's like the only loyal fucking guy you got, and you just kill him.
He's the best thing you got in your life.
Yeah. Anyway,
you greedy.
And then she's supposed to, by the end of the night, bleed onto that pelt.
Yep. And then wear it, and then she'll become a shapeshifter.
When you actually break it down, she could have did that because Dave Bautista's still alive.
Yeah. So she just... Why don't you just take a small patch of him and then put it on your head or something?
She could have became a shapeshifter.
Do you need the whole thing? Do you need to...
But instead, she doesn't do that because the revolution happens at the exact moment.
Yeah, because the second they see the witch walking in the town, they're like, fuck yeah, she's back! Let's kill all the guards!
And I don't know why that's a thing.
Because they're sick of being oppressed by the church.
Yeah, I guess.
So they're all like
heretics. And they Brutus the high fucking priest guy who's trying to overthrow everything.
It's a fucking mess, guys.
It's kind of a mess.
It works, but
it's cool. I pieced it all together. I followed it.
It wasn't bad.
And then they have to
when you
recap
have
it for
those
you.
epiphanies, you're like, oh, that's actually a good job
actually,
on the writing.
Yes.
Good job. That was
I wouldn't say
really,
the writing. No, yeah.
Well, I
the
mean,
story,
the plot, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like the plot threads are tied nicely
all
together.
this cool stuff happens, like this cool conceptually, with the worst dialogue.
That's it.
Linking everything together, and you're just like, oh, go fuck yourself. Oh, you shitty dialogue writers, you fucking suck.
We need to look them up.
Terrible
and
delivery.
Then, like
terrible.
Punish them.
The director was like, yeah, that'll do. Like, yeah, right. That's fucking crazy.
Who did all this?
I told you, Paul Anderson. The same guy who did all those shitty Resident Evil movies.
He shall not
pass in grade.
There is this scene just like in one of those other movies where she's blowing fire out of her fucking hand. So she can create illusions in your mind if she gets eye contact, and that's how and plus she can see the future.
Yeah.
She's insightful in certain things.
She's a witch.
She's a witch, but like, so she can implant illusions in your head, and then you think all this shit's happening, and then you just killed all your friends and shit. Like, it's pretty neat.
Or you killed yourself.
Yeah. Like, you think that guy is the enemy, and so you kill him.
The very first scene of the whole movie, she is being hung for being a witch.
It's pretty neat.
And she's standing on a crucifix that's like rocking.
And the right hand man of the priest is all like there sentencing her.
Yep. And then they stupidly walk away instead of watch her die, like normal villains do.
Yeah.
But they left one guy.
On.
I know. They left one guy, and she looked
stare at her, and
he looked into his eyes, and he goes.
Yep. And
it's really kind of shitty. It's like zoomed in eyes with a heartbeat. And it's like flashes like that. And then, bam, suddenly he thinks he's being hung.
So he's like, oh, shoot the rope.
And he whips out his gun and shoots the rope.
He shoots the rope, and then her
then
rope.
It flashes, and it's actually him aiming at the rope.
Yeah,
and he shot her free.
I thought that part, that all of her tricks were cool.
Her witch stuff's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like it. It's not overpowered. So it's like,
that's where you get like 1 point.
She uses
1 point for that. Otherwise, it's a fucking 2.
When they're running, so this train just happens to go wherever they go. They're literally following train tracks.
I know.
What the fuck is the point?
And on the map, the train tracks go right to the fucking place. Why don't you just follow the train?
There's a huge chasm that they can't go over. Which I don't understand that part. And why would they be like, full speed ahead? You know what I mean? That part, like, do you not know that outside of the tunnel, there's no tracks? Are you fucking stupid?
Let's go back.
No.
Let's go back.
Don't you know where the train goes?
Right. That's your train.
And whose map are we looking at anyway?
It's the only fucking train they got.
Literally.
And it has a tank on top.
A cannon, yeah. It's like their war machine, and it follows these tracks that go through the wasteland.
It's trying so hard to be like Mad Max, and it sucks.
Yeah,
it sucks.
The backgrounds look awesome, though. They're rich and
a lot of the shots are good.
Creepy looking.
I didn't like that filter, though. I know you did, but I did not.
They could have lightened up on it, but I think like it's so sepia. It's just
there's
brown.
A part. So he's like,
just
this guy runs
brown.
This guy runs the fucking trolley to get us across the chasm. So there's this chasm.
Oh yeah.
That's like 500 feet deep,
maybe more,
and probably 1,000 feet across, or more.
Yep.
And there's a trolley. It's a school bus.
Yeah, that's
on some cables.
2 cables that will go across the. Oh God, sorry, yawning.
The movie. I yawned a fucking ton during. I was like, oh God.
So the bad guys catch up, and they get on the bus just as it's like leaving the fucking the cliff.
No, he shoots a lever. And then it starts the trolley.
Yep, we're going.
So there's 2 cables in a school bus.
Yep.
And it starts going, and maybe you see 4 or 5 guys jump onto it and climb onto the top.
Yeah, and then busting through the windows.
It shows like this long shot scene of like this bus going across this giant chasm. They fight like 20 dudes on this bus.
They just keep popping up from around the sides from somewhere.
Yeah, and it shows
never ending.
It shows the last couple guys jump and fail and fall down in the hole.
Yeah.
And it was so dumb. I was like, "Are you fucking serious?"
Like, she killed those 2. Oh, wait, there's 3 more coming, and then like he's inside, and there's 5 guys in there, and then
he ends up on top. She ends up on top.
Yeah,
and ends up back inside,
and then they keep busting in the windows.
It's crazy.
After it already shows an outside view, and there's like nobody on the outside.
Did you notice?
Just really bad.
They have these single action like
basic
pirate guns.
Yeah, they're like
muskets. It's like they only hold like one bullet. What are you doing?
I don't know who made all that.
She's got these.
Who makes the ammo in that world?
She's got these dumb fucking blades. She goes.
Yeah,
and they're like crescent
sickles.
moons.
Yeah, they're sickles.
And she does that. She whips them out like 5 times, and you're like, oh god, those look so dumb.
Which is.
I bet, yeah, if she put them together right, there'd be a W.
A big W.
A big W. Anyway, it was fucking dumb. Then she's like, shoot the cables! Shoot the cables! And these guys, these guys have knives, and these are big, thick fucking cables.
It's solid, and they're not. It's not rope. It's cable. It's steel.
Yeah, big steel cables, and they're like, chop it with a knife.
As it's moving, so it's like they're not hitting the same spot. They're just denting. It's like,
and one of these
hacking at it all the way through. Nobody.
And they get one of them. Oh no! And then
it's like,
and then they fucking hack through a second one. And then it's like the bus is like,
shoots it, doesn't she shoot it?
Oh yeah, she shot the second one.
Chick.
And then suddenly, the bus is on the end of the cables, wham, up against the side of the canyon.
Yep.
And then
they gotta climb out of there.
This cable.
And what does she say? We gotta climb.
We gotta climb.
What? And then he's like, we gotta climb.
I guess we gotta climb now. Or something.
Like, that's the dialogue, you guys.
So shitty. And then we're like, okay, so these cables clearly can hold all the weight of that bus.
No problem. One of them could.
And then suddenly, the cable's starting to break. You're watching it unwind. Doink, doink, doink. Like
it's fraying.
What the fucking stupid shit is that?
It's all dumb.
Oh, man, it was so dumb.
This would have made probably a fun video game.
It was like set up. You're on a journey. These linear levels.
Everything, yeah. It's like, your next level. It shows you on the map. It shows you the map, and you're like,
It's literally just like Ghosts and Goblins did.
Kind of, yeah. It basically was, and you're going to different areas. But like the game world that it could be would be a lot of fun. You'd have all kinds of mutants in the wasteland and
neat, two-headed snakes.
So what's with the fucking demon thing?
I have no idea.
What was that all about?
She explained it right after they fought him, that that was someone she knew from the past that wanted a wish, and every wish comes with a price.
Right.
So she turned him into a demon. She didn't say what the wish was.
Right, but so
it was dumb though.
Witchcraft is like stupid. Not just it's
they look like
this is
stupid as fuck too to me.
Yeah.
And you're like, he's like, demons come out at night. We gotta set up we need a fire.
They don't like fire.
They hate fire, so we gotta set it up. And then they're like, okay, all these demons are gonna come. Get ready. They're like loaded up their guns. Yeah. And then
they're in a big circle.
They're in a nuclear fucking power stack.
It's a silo.
The fucking stack. Yeah. Right? They're in it. And then suddenly,
all these lights,
all the lights turn on in the stack.
And like, who's turning the power on and why? Why does that matter?
Are like clearly defunct.
They're so old.
They're all crumbling.
This movie's got to be like 200 years maybe old. Something. Everything is barely standing. Yeah. So there's power leading to this in the middle of nowhere. There's several instances where
the power plant itself. That's lighting up.
Of course, the reactor's been going the whole time. They just gotta flip a switch.
That's what I'm saying. They're like defunct and all crumbling and shit.
So dumb.
Yeah, it was pretty dumb.
The world building in terms of like little things like that sucked.
The sucky part too. There's this part where like that stupid lady who's like the biggest bitch and kills all his only friends and shit.
The villainess.
This like. Bam, 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 bam. They have a standoff and they kill all these guys.
I love that part where they just
and he's gonna shoot her, and then there's
he's got a fully loaded
rifle.
He's ready to
and
just
then the
pump
fucking
rounds into her.
The gates come down on the train. Bam.
Yep.
And like 30 guys come out with axes.
And every time he goes to shoot her,
he's trying to shoot her.
There's a body that jumps in the way.
And her like Gestapo guys. Yeah, she just doesn't even flinch. They run up like, I'll take one for you. Oh, next guy, I'll take one for you.
It's like these bodies keep piling up in front of her.
It doesn't show a pile up. There had to be 10 of them.
There was
right in front of her.
He wasted all of his ammo just trying to shoot her.
Yeah, and these guys, I'll take one for you.
Can you imagine if this was a game and that was like the boss's mechanic? He just keeps shooting through guys.
I'd be like,
waves of guys.
If it was a game, I'd have grenades or something.
You'd hope.
I didn't
so
see any
stupid, in this movie.
Oh my god.
Yeah, weird mix of poor, low technology and
there is a shitty part,
magic and weird shit.
They get to this train part, right? And it shows them like, here's another thing. They keep losing and gaining horses
I don't know what.
All the time. Where are you finding these fucking horses?
What are they eating?
It's a nuclear wasteland.
There's nothing to eat.
There's nothing anywhere.
There's no grass anywhere.
Yeah, but they're like, we gotta lose the horses, okay? And then they walk for like several miles, and then suddenly, like, next scene, they're on horses. That happened like 4 or 5 times. I kept telling you, where the fuck? Who's giving these people horses
what
all the time?
What are they eating? I mean, we know.
You're hung up on that. I'm hung up on like where did they get the fucking things in the first place?
Well, I know, but like, what are the characters eating? What are the animals eating?
It never shows.
There's no food for all the slaves. Mm-hmm. Like, what the fuck are they eating?
There's no agriculture.
There's nothing.
All it is anything. It's all the peasants are mining all the time.
What are they mining?
I have no idea. They're just mining the outer walls
of their citadel.
Of the city.
Like,
and they keep saying, good thing we got the wall to keep the demons out, and they're like mining it smaller.
Yeah, why are you weakening your defenses, you idiot?
That's the
what
whole
are you
premise.
Gaining? They're like, no, we need more skulls hanging in the city for no reason.
Giant scrap metal skulls
it's so
everywhere.
Funny because the queen, she wears just the most.
She's the only one that has color, like in the whole movie.
Literally,
everyone else has like black or
and
gray.
She's like perfect, pristine whites and gold, like flecks and
gold,
like
flakes
robes
around her
that
eyes.
are flowing, and you're just like, you sit on a throne that's like rusted metal and like with a giant black skull behind it, and then you look like that, like, what kingdom is this? Like, what the fuck?
Silly as fuck.
And some of the clothing, like the high priest or whatever the fuck, the patriarch as they call him, like, who's maintaining, like, where did you get the fabrics for that to make that nice? Like, it's way different than their clothes.
Because here's the thing, there's no agriculture.
There's nothing.
It's the final city of humankind.
I guess.
That's what they said. It's the very last city.
Jesus.
Of humankind. And you see it, you see like a long shot, like there's probably fucking, 20 long shots of, like, we're back at the Citadel.
The city, yeah. They show it different angles.
There's no agriculture
There's nothing
anywhere. And then right outside their walls is all the demons and the lost lands.
It's so dumb. It's like, build a world. Don't just like...
You said it gets points for world building.
Well, no, for the visuals of the way things looked. But they didn't fill in the gaps, like, you gotta fill in the gaps.
Let's get to the last and final.
If they had like hanging gardens somewhere in the fucking Citadel and that's what people were eating, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
show us a green room of something.
Yeah, because you need like cotton plants to fucking make new clothes and shit.
Fuck?
And like they don't eat anything, and they just burn all these calories mining their only defense.
They mine. I mean, these fuckers
just mining their only defenses.
They are mining, and it's funny because the guards, there's only like a handful, it seems like, and they got the rifles, but to keep mining, it's like, really, you know how many pickaxes could slaughter all you fucking?
And they do.
And they do in the end. They're like, the witch is here. Heck that guy with my pickaxe. It's like,
and you know what's funny is everyone who dies of the city guard. They all
fall.
They all involuntarily shoot off their machine guns while they fall.
Yep.
He shows a long shot. Look, he's falling.
Oh, that was a guy. Oh, and there's another one. Yep, that's just their battle.
They're just like,
their death rattle.
I got pickaxed in the stomach. Here comes the boss. Oh my god.
Wow,
the last thing I want to talk about that's just fucking dumb
movie.
is the part where her and Dave Bautista somehow find another fucking horse.
Oh yeah, I don't know what's up with
they
that.
find another horse and they go through this train tunnel. And then they're like at the end. They're like in the light, and then
outside the tunnel.
They're just barely about to be outside the tunnel.
Yeah.
And then she looks down, and you see the pebbles on the tracks.
That means the train
they're coming! And then
I go to him, run!
It was like Stand By Me. But here's the stupid thing. Suddenly, so that happens, and then true story. It shows the fucking lady on the train like, we'll get him now. And then
speed up, more coal, more steam. Let's get shit going.
Then it cuts to her, the witch, 200, 300 feet back in the tunnel.
Where's the horse?
That's what I'm saying.
It's like splat.
It cut that.
I don't know.
It cut to her being in the tunnel more and running.
How the fuck did he get down there.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, okay,
that
so,
whole part.
So explain that. So go ahead.
So
go ahead.
Like I said, they made it to the end of the tunnel where there's a bridge to go to the next tunnel.
Except there's
right. Hold on, we're getting there, and then shows the train lady like, I'm gonna get him, and then it shows the witch 200 or 300 feet back in the tunnel, running like, oh, she's gonna kill me.
That's one of the powers.
And she's running and running and
They're
running.
faking the audience.
Yeah, but the editing was so jarring.
It was shitty.
Yeah, and then suddenly she's like, and then it zooms out, and the bridge is gone.
And that's when you realize there's no bridge, and you're like.
I was like, is this Speed 3? Jump the bridge!
I mean, it's not built yet! Oh. No, it's really dumb because
then she jumps off the edge like, and Dave Bautista grabs her.
He's way down below on some of the rungs of the pylons of the fucking bridge.
She does a hella leap like, wow!
Like way out there.
And then he's down on the rungs and catches her. What the flying fuck? Like, and the train goes,
stretchy arms, like, yeah,
and blows up.
Like she comes out of the tunnel. Oh no, there's no bridge. Like really? That train is the most important thing that you have, and you've never mapped the tracks out to know that that's a bad place to floor it. Like she floors it right.
Yeah, because she's trying to run the witch down.
That was probably the lowest point of the movie for me.
Sure was.
It was.
And it's right at the end.
It is.
I'm starting to sweat.
Yeah, this movie works you up. It's muggy.
Anyway, yeah, it's pretty muggy in here.
But like, I don't know.
Stupid.
The egregious, like, horrible.
That kind of shit is really stupid.
It's in there. There's a lot.
And
of
then
it.
the other part is. The other shit that sucks is during combat, it's shaky cam.
Yeah, it is.
And then there was that same fucking grainy slow-mo I was telling him about, like from the 90s. It's from, no, it's like real, no, but it's like low frame rate. So you see like,
yeah.
So it looks like, I like Zack Snyder fucking slow-mo. If it's like high frame rate, dodging and shit. But there's a bunch of like, and I was like, oh, that's like Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring, fucking shitty slow-mo.
Yep.
But anyway.
It's weird. I
don't know what else to say about it.
It makes my brain go into like creative spaces where it's like, how would I have done it better? And like, because I've sort of like, I've got RPG stories and stuff that are kind of like set in a similar
spatially,
thing, and I want to do something.
It didn't work for me.
Yeah.
Okay, so another one, how the fuck they get across that giant 1,000-foot deep canyon without that bridge there?
Yeah.
And then, because the whole thing is they're trying to get there before the next full moon.
Yeah.
And he's like, if we follow the train tracks, maybe we'll save a day. Maybe we'll get there right time.
The idea was that she had to kill him in his lair.
Yes.
What a dumb. Why?
I don't know.
Just because.
Yeah. Why is his lair there instead of just outside the city?
Right in town. Why not even have it in town? Fuck it. Just lock yourself up for, the full moon and then come out and party later.
Yeah, anyway, it's a werewolf slaying. It's like werewolf type shit.
Kind of, yeah. What did you think of the CGI for him?
It was fine.
It was okay, yeah.
It was dark.
I thought he'd be bigger,
grainy.
but then when you see him standing side by side, you're like, oh, he's just furry Dave.
He's a little bit bigger, but
not much though. I thought he would be like taller and huge and like, oh shit.
So that's another thing is like when he turns into a werewolf,
gigantic. Though.
All his clothes are completely gone. His boots.
That's true.
So he's got to get new boots and shit every full moon.
No, I think he takes his clothes off when he's in his lair and runs around naked. But at the time, it wasn't happening with Mila. And then you do think like, so they have this bond where they're like, we're both beasts, or so we're both like, what is the whole thing?
Hunters.
We're both hunters.
I want to be with you and hunt together.
Yeah, like
and it kind of
sort of
ends like that,
but
because
not really.
He comes back.
Yeah, after she skins him alive and he's buried. His pelt disintegrates because the queen didn't
do the blood on it.
Do the ritual.
And then all the embers go all the way across the land.
All the way back to his little
thing.
And then he wakes up.
And he goes to kill Mia at the end, and she's like, we all got what we wanted. Like, you didn't want to be with the queen.
You didn't want this didn't want to have blah, blah, blah. And that gun that you're pointing at me, it's gonna misfire. It's gonna misfire. And then
it does.
And then he's like, oh. And then they go, with knives right to
She has like 3 spins just to dodge.
Unnecessary.
Just to dodge a blade going overhead. She's like,
fucking unnecessary.
And I was like,
and then they look at each other like, That was pretty cool. Let's go riding together.
And then they laugh, and then it's in the sunset of them riding with the worst green screen ever of people on horses.
Yep, it's bad. All right, well, I think that's
real quick takeaway.
Okay.
Worst dialogue.
Yep.
Like the worst
of the year.
Acting, the worst like stuttering
literally
shit lines.
So Mila, you sucked in this.
Yeah, you
Not
did.
just your shit dialogue.
She was good in Dazed and Confused.
She's great in a lot of things. What the fuck happened? You weren't even trying. Dave Bautista, same thing. What the fuck? You're deadpan, flat,
the best
boring,
actors were like the Queen and the fucking.
Yes.
They're like the extras.
Yeah, all of the surrounding.
They don't have many lines.
They
barely,
don't, but they act. They act
the high
like they're
priest
normal.
guy. And shit.
Yeah, he's got a mission. Like he was a real person, a real character.
He spoke with.
Yeah, and you're like, wow, okay.
That lady probably just thought I was like,
yeah, lady, yeah, I'm coming for
you.
you.
She just drove by and I looked at. She like looked at me and I'm like, yeah.
I knew this vehicle was a good purchase. No, anyway, all right, guys.
Let you go, though.
Yeah, let us know if you're gonna see this.
It's
like,
probably
share,
worth a stream just because it's kind of clever and unique.
I think.
But I wouldn't go see it in the theater.
This is a movie that I would actually put on in the background. I would.
Yeah, I don't.
Because it's just.
I'm done with it now.
I like looking at the backgrounds. That's all I care about.
Sure.
Not the story or anything.
All right.
Maybe some still photo
like
shots
and
or something.
subscribe.
Yeah, like, share, subscribe, guys. Bang the bell. Leave a comment if you've seen this. Is it as bad as we think it is? Is it worse? Is it actually
Probably
a 2?
worse,
Is it a 1?
Yeah.
It might be a 1. But for me, it was a 3, and for him, it was there's some redeeming shit in it. But
yeah.
But anyway, we're gonna let you go, guys. Catch you later.
See yous.